Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Airis Small Mini Pendant. This is going to be the 187910, one size larger than this. There's also a couple versions of this that are in a low voltage cable hung version. Those are going to be the ones that start with a 1.6 as opposed to a 1.8. So go back into Kitchen Pendants on our website. Check those out too, just so you're able to see everything. It's good to get an overall view. So let's get into a lot of the details on this. This is going to be the body of the fixture itself is going to be from the bottom of the glass to the top of the body of the fixture, and that's before you start getting into these adjustable stems, these telescoping rods. So it's going to be 17.1 inches high, 4 inches square. And that square part is going to be that little square hood metal part that's above the glass. So that's a metal to metal measurement. That's your widest point. After that, you're going to have these adjustable ranges. If you guys are familiar with Hubbardton Forge, they have a patent on this telescoping rod idea. There's a little hex nut hiding right there. You can barely see it. This is going to come with a little hex wrench, just like this guy. It's going to tighten this up. During your installation, when you get this to where you want it to be, you can bring it up, you can bring it down, get it to where you're happy with it, and then that's where you use this, tighten that, and it's going to lock it into place so it doesn't go up and down anymore. Make sure you leave a little extra wire up in the ceiling canopy, up in the junction box. You're going to have one of these on your ceiling. It's nice to have the opportunity down the road to bring it down if you needed to, or if you guys move to a place that has higher ceilings, so you'll have that opportunity to bring it down. So, moving on from there, the top of this is going to have a knuckle, and this is where it kind of meets the canopy. The canopy is this 5.5 inch round square. There you go. Square canopy goes on just like that. And this has a knuckle at the top of this. This allows this to bend 45 degrees. So this is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. Again, here's your canopy. It would be on the ceiling like that. Okay? So easy, easy, easy. You know, a great way for you to see a lot of these details, if you're on the page for this on our website, Handmade in Vermont, look over on the right-hand side of the screen and scroll down a little bit, and you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Click on that for me. That is going to show you tons of information that's really helpful. It's going to show you how this canopy comes with this universal mounting kit, these kind of parts, and how this all goes on your 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys are going to have in your ceiling, or should have in your ceiling. And even if you don't have this and you have this one, the gang box, you're still going to be fine. But if you're doing this from scratch, put these in instead. So anyway, that whole installations instructions PDF page is the same one that's going to be in the box. It's just going to show you tons of great information, like I said before. So moving on from there, like we said, this is an adjustable range, which means that you're going to have adjustable overall height from the ceiling to the bottom of the glass, broken up into 3 different ranges, and we're going to go over those now. And remember, we're talking about from the bottom of the glass to the ceiling. Okay, so short is 28.7 to 34.4. Standard is 33.8 to 44, and then the long is 44.1 to 63.3. So if you need shorter than the short, so let's say you want to come down shorter than 28.7, contact me. We do customs all the time. If you need this to be longer than 63.3 from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, same thing. Contact me. We do customs every day. It's not a big deal. Adds a little time, adds a little money, non-returnable, but like I said, we do it all the time. So moving on from there, let's talk about the what's inside of this as far as lamping goes. This Hubbardton says this is a halogen fixture, but that's not completely true. This used to be a halogen fixture before they came out with a lot of great LEDs that can go into this. So it's a GU10 MR11 35 watt halogen, or add the LED to the mix. So the GU part of this are these 2 little prongs at the top, and you'll see both the socket and an MR11 GU10 light bulb next to me. And anyway, so you have these 2 little prongs. They go into that, and they just kind of lock in. It's very cool. This is an LED version. I got this on like Amazon or maybe 1001 Bulbs. So it was really easy to find. The only limit, there's no limit when you get into LEDs. The limit is the bulb itself getting into the housing or whatever you're trying to put it into. So we know that an MR11 is what you're going to have to get. As far as the light coming out of it, that's what you guys can play around with online. So when you go into Amazon and you start looking at MR11 light bulbs, you can choose the color temperature. You can probably choose the amount of lumens coming out based on how much electricity is going in. It'll tell you that. There's no limit as far as electricity going in. This is probably only drawing about 4 or 5 watts of electricity. Versus if you want to stay with the halogen, you're going to be capped, excuse me, you're going to be capped at a 35 watt bulb because of the heat generated by a halogen bulb. So, moving on from there, there are 2 things that you can use in this as far as the shade goes. So the one that everybody buys is the seated clear glass. So it's clear glass, it has all these little air bubbles inside. That light is going to pound down through that glass, hit those air bubbles and refract, and it's really stunning to see. It almost looks like water bubbles coming up, if you've seen that before. The other version is going to be this mesh tubing, which is basically a screen, and it's kind of a silvery gold color, and it can actually have a bit of a moire pattern as you kind of walk around it. So kind of keep that, little detail in your head. But like I said, people love the seated glass. You'll see it on lots of different Hubbardton forged things, and when you put the light through it, it is really cool. So after that, let's talk about finishes. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, over on the left-hand side of your screen, the red tabs, is going to be a Finishes Help Guide. So click on that for me. You're going to see a video at the top of that page. It's me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they look on different types of forging. Scroll down, there's a chart. That chart has 10 finishes this comes in. You'll notice some of the pictures have a letter A on them, some of the pictures have a letter B on them, and that's all going to be talked about back up in that video again. Excuse me. This fixture, the way it's made, is going to be more uniform. So there's not a lot of heavy forging when you get into these parts like this. So you'll notice this is all kind of uniform, like the pictures of the B on them. It's not going to have a lot of modeling. So there you go. So use those 2 things. When you're done, go back to that chart and click on any of those pictures, and you'll see a big picture pop up, and it's going to show you lots of samples of whatever finish you guys just clicked on. So I think I covered pretty much all the things we needed to cover on this. Why don't we talk about showroom? Showroom in Vermont. We have this on display. We actually have the larger one, which is the 187930, which I'm going to talk about in another video. We have that on display with the seated glass. You'll notice on our website, again, in that back in the red tabs, we have a what's on display page. So if you go back in there and look, you'll see everything that's here. And like I said, 350 fixtures. There's no bigger showroom in the world than this. Hubbardton uses this as their showroom in Vermont. They send everybody here. Showroom is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. When you order your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if it ships out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No other dealer does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets, do not come back. We'll always tell you that on the page for them. And we also offer a rush program. Hubbardton doesn't stock anything. How you get all these options, all your finish options, all your stem options, and canopy options, this kind of things, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks in production. We can cut that time in half. It's very inexpensive, and it's also per line item. So if you have 3 or 2 of exactly this thing, and they're the same finish and the same length, it's really dirt cheap to do that. So just contact me about that. In addition, one little other thing, if you come to our showroom, we have a clearance center, and the clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. Awesome deals. So returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. Make sure you bring your ceiling measurements when you come, because that's going to be the first question I ask you guys, okay? And I'm generally here to help you. So I think that kind of covers everything. If you have any more questions, let me know, and thanks for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.